Good evening, Rabotai. We'll speak a little bit about the laws of Purim. So we have a mitzvah, mainly Megillah. We have to hear Megillah in the evening, and to hear Megillah in the daytime. The Chachamim were concerned that a person will come to forget to read the Megillah, so therefore they made it is forbidden to eat a meal before you hear Megillah. You're allowed to have a drink, you're allowed to have a snack. You cannot have bread, kibbeisah, before you hear Megillah nighttime, and before you hear Megillah morning time. So you're not allowed to eat a bagel and cream cheese in the morning before you hear Megillah. You have to wait till after you hear Megillah. You'll ask me, so why does Brit Gabriel have Megillah reading every hour, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock? You should know that if a person waited to eat a meal until that time, he can go. Or it's for people who already ate. What can we do? They didn't fulfill the halacha. But really, you should go. The wife should go on early. The husband should go early. That way, they can eat their meal after they hear Megillah. Once you have your Megillah reading, you're able to eat. A person has to know that you preferably should go to minyan, and the more amount of people in the minyan is the bigger mitzvah. Berov amrad ad melech. However, when you have big minyanim, people use microphones. When you use a microphone, you don't fulfill the obligation if you hear the Baal Koreh only because of the microphone. If you wouldn't be able to hear the Baal Koreh without the microphone, so you'd say the Chava, it's not considered you heard the Baal Koreh, it's considered you heard the electronic voice coming from the speaker system. It's not considered you heard the Baal Koreh. So therefore a person has to make sure, if he's going to be in minyan with a microphone, that he sits close, that we've been able to hear Baal Koreh anyways. Obviously through the Zoom, and obviously through a telephone, you say the Chovah, the Megillah, you have to be there in person. If a person missed one word from the Megillah, you should read it from the Chumash, if you have a Chumash. If you're up to the half the Megillah, you can read from the Chumash. It's considered you read it by heart, but you only fulfill the mitzvah after the fact. Preferably, each person should have their own Megillah, kosher Megillah. That way, if they miss any words, they'll read it from the kosher Megillah, and they fulfill the mitzvah 100% according to the halacha. If you read it from memory, reading from Chumash is like reading from memory. You only say the Chovah, but diavad. So better that everybody, if you're able to, buy one time in your life kosher Megillah to fulfill this mitzvah. You pass it on to your children and further generations, and that way you fulfill this mitzvah properly. The last thing that's the most important is that every year we go through issues with the neighbors. The people block their driveway. Rabotai, it is a mitzvah baba avera. If you block the driveway of the neighbor or somebody else to hear Megillah, you wasted your time. You did not fulfill any mitzvah to hear Megillah like this. So therefore, better you should come 20 minutes before, half an hour before, look for parking, because otherwise you'll be tested. You put yourself in a test. Yesara says, oh, it's okay, just block, it's okay, what's the big deal, 30 minutes, I'll be out. Person has to know, do not fall in this. If you see somebody else doing this, you have to tell them, because it's a Hilul Hashem. It's a Hilul Hashem that we should cause people suffering because of Bet Knesset. Let us make a Kiddush Hashem on this holy day of Purim. There's a nice story where there was a beggar who went. We know everybody who sticks their hand out, we give them on Purim. We don't check them before. So he goes and he's going house to house in Purim, and everybody doesn't want to give him. Why? He's holding Siddur upside down. They say he's a faker, he's a baloney, you see, he doesn't even know anything. They go and they ask him, listen, why are you holding Siddur upside down? He says, this is the only way I know how to read. In Tayman, in Yemen, this is how they taught us to read. One guy was reading the right way, I was sitting across. I read upside down. That's how they taught me. We only had one book. So therefore he says, that's the only way I know how to read upside down. Look how a person can go collecting people they want to give him. We judge negatively. We say, these collectors, look at them, you see, it's very easy to judge. We don't know what they go through. Maybe you should ask, and only then you should judge.